I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bassin TV, and I want to talk to you about one of my most important connections. Today we're here at my shop, Hook One Kayak Fishing Gear in Hendersonville, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Now that connection is my line to leader connection. That line to leader connection is important because I want the knot to go through the guides. I also want to leave this little tuft on there to use it as a strike indicator, especially when fishing the shallow water. So let me grab some more visible line and show you exactly how I tie this knot and some of the things that I do a little bit different than the rest of the folks when tying the Albright. All right, so for this demonstration, the yellow line is going to represent the leader material and the white line is going to represent the braid or my running line or main line. So to start the knot off, you simply fold the leader material over and hold it in whatever your dominant hand is. Take the braided line or main line or running line and bring it through the loop. Pull off enough line to make the requisite wraps, and when I say requisite wraps, here's the deal. Based on the dissimilarity between the two lines' diameters determines how many wraps you need to make. 12 wraps is probably your best all-around average. If there's a lot of difference in the diameter, go with more wraps, and if there's not that much difference, go with fewer wraps. So simply fold your leader line over, bring the line through, and I grip both pieces and use this little hand over hand technique with my fingers so that I can wrap the line neat and I can stack it. You'll find out in just a second why that's important. So run the line around and around your leader material and leave yourself a tag in. So before you slide this knot down, what you're going to want to do is you're going to wet it, salivate all over it, and then you can take the whole stacked line and slide it down. Before you tighten anything, you want to make sure that you've got a nice even stack, that there's no bumps in the line, and that there's no overlap. With tubular braid, it can cut itself if it's wrapped on top of itself. So the key factor to tying this knot is to make sure that there's no overlap. Once you've got the knot slid forward, you want to take your tag in and you're going to need to go back through the leader material in the opposite direction that your main line came through. You want to keep this knot tight, and you don't want to do this when there's a whole bunch of slack, because the key is to have the stack stay proper and to have your knot tighten up evenly so that you don't put a kink in your braid and so that it doesn't, and then it won't come through the guides properly. Now what you're going to do is before you pull on either one of your tag ends of your braided line, you're going to take the tag end of your leader material and you're going to snug it down really good, which gets that bend as tight as it can possibly be. If that bend is too bulky, it's not going to come through your guides. It's going to be prone to fail because it's going to slip after the knot is finished. After pulling on the tag end, grab both sides of the leader material and just the running line and cinch your knot down slightly. Then using your teeth, grab the tag end of your braid and pull out the rest of the slack. It's key to do it in that order. First take the slack up with your running line and then pull the tension with your tag end. Now the knot is completely finished, but to finish it, and this is what I do a little bit different than everyone else, is I take the tag end of my braid and I do 3 half hitches in front of the bend in my leader material. The reason that this is important is, for one, it's going to lock the knot, and 2, it's going to cone down the abrupt bend that I have in my leader material, and on top of that, it's going to protect the leading edge of my leader material as it's coming through the guides. Tighten that down, clip it off with a pair of clippers, skin it with your line clippers, and then you're going to create that tuft that I showed you in the beginning. Now, if the knot's tied properly, there's going to be no slippage. So the next thing you want to do is you want to open up your leader material, take your tag in and clip it as clean as you possibly can. That way when it's going out of your guides, you don't have a V that's going to catch on your guide material as it's going out and make an errant cast. So that's it. That's the knot right version of the Albright knot, and I use this for every leader to line connection, no matter what presentation, as long as I'm using braided line.